Surprised that Azrael wanted to summon me here. Wonder if Draco was able to deliver the message. Well, regardless, I do hope that Azrael... Well, I think it's best to get rid of that hope. I can be able to feel his anger from here. Huh. Well, I think I might be able to clear things up once I tell him I know he's not at fault. Surprised that you would summon me here, Azrael.
For good reason I have, Mother.
And definitely must be angry reason if you have to blast a hole right there. What's going on?
Well, all I can say is... I just have one question. Well, a few questions I have to ask. But the main one... What the hell are you doing filling that boy's head with such lies?
Which boy are you talking about? Draco? Azrael, those were there were not lies whatsoever.
If I had another child out there, I would have already known about it by now.
At ease. Now why all of a sudden you're angry at me? I was telling the truth. However, you did not know the truth yourself. I never said I blamed you or was angry at you for it.
It is not the truth. If it was, then I would have been out there searching for it. But unfortunately, I only have one child, and that is Yuna.
Azrael, have you forgotten your previous lover before my daughter?
You have no right bringing her into this!
Enough!
It was a long time ago!
Enough! Now, if you could lower your anger and your sword, I'd be happy to explain it. Apparently the lover that you had before Anihara. But why did you and your lover break it off?
It was because they discovered what I truly was. I wasn't truly one of them.
Well, still regardless, the mother had given birth to a son. Though, sadly enough, the mother had already passed on. And with that son...
I know she passed on.
Though, with an interesting turn of events though, that son ended up being found by another family. Who also had a child the same exact age and same exact birthday as that son.
Always you and your littles and mystery talk. If I'd known about another child, like I said before, I would have discovered it. Her body was burned to basically near identifiable. There was no reports of a child, and if there was, that child would have been dead already as well.
Well, have you ever thought about maybe what she did to make sure that her child remains alive and in a loving home? You gotta remember.
Nothing. Because, like I said, I left!
Ease up on the anger there. Or, are there any other secrets that you may be hiding?
This was long before I met your daughter.
Again.
You forget I've lived for quite a long time.
Again. I simply was just giving you a heads up on that. I thought maybe you would have actually been overjoyed that there are two others that live with your blood instead of just the one. But apparently, you're no better than a child with that temper that you are throwing.
If you were any other woman, not one I consider family, and one I do respect to the utmost, I would kill you where you stand for that remark.
And if you weren't family, I would have had you reported to the other kings of heaven for summoning and harassing an ancestor. Know your place, Azrael, not just with your position, but in this family.
This was not a business matter. This was a family and a personal matter.
Why else do I believe you have the right to know? If you do not believe me as such, then that is your decision to refuse to believe in my words. If I was a liar, then we would have already had Gabriel eliminated, and we didn't have to have Raziel have to fight him.
And yes. And then Kurama would have died a lot sooner, and you would have taken your rightful place.
If
there are lots of what ifs that could have happened.
And if Yenna hadn't been tossed aside, I would have taken my place sooner.
You're saying we threw away our daughter? No, we did not.
It could have been taken that way. But however, the truth runs with just the family. We know she wasn't tossed aside. We knew she was forcibly separated. By not just your brother, but somebody she trusted the most. Now, Azrael, whether or not you believe me in regards to you having possibly a son, that is the information that I give you. So that way, it is your decision on whether or not to search for it.
Well, I don't know why Draco has such ambition towards this. But then, one other thing he did mention, other than that. Because he did mention that this so-called child of death was born to the werewolf kingdom. So now he's off to go see Ragnar himself.
So he has decided to do so after all. Looks like
How did you fill that boy's head with?
I didn't fill it with anything. He wished for some guidance from me over an incident. Which, by the way, I'm surprised you didn't catch on. Of this incident on Mobius, in which I'm fully aware of. However, it is secured since it's not a threat to the planet, but a threat to your daughter.
I'm well aware of Draco and his emotions and his attachments, I know. I'm the one that told him to speak from his heart and be true to it.
I'm fully aware of that too. And I am fully aware that he felt something a little different when it comes to his bond with Yenna. However, he is still proving not only as a good guardian knight to her, but also as a good brother figure to her that she never had.
That he is, I know, but she has several of those there are Mobius. But to the other piece of information I was given, I have a second question to ask. What the hell happened on Christmas?
I am unable to sense this out, but there is a threat that is traversing through time. Apparently, this threat here finds your daughter as the key to its destruction. And so this threat has decided that instead of taking her on in the present day, as her power is still growing, he decided to go back in time. 1,000 years ago, on that Christmas day, to try to kill her. Fortunately, though, I have a little friend that was able to be able to get the younger version of your daughter out of that situation before anything could even happen. I can assure you, she is safe. She is on Mobius, and this friend of mine, as well as several new friends that your little one had made, are all making sure that she is protected.
Yes, and from what I've been told as well, it's not just my young daughter, but as Azrael's as well.
Yes, Rosaria. That all I could say is quite different and also quite interesting. Especially from what it seems in that moment, when little Rosaria had made it onto Mobius, she had used her mother's key. From the information that I have been receiving, this younger version of Rosaria happened to come from the time after her mother's death, while with little Yenna, she had come from Christmas Day, 1,000 years ago, before the incident happened that caused the separation. Now, do not need to worry about the timeline. As long as everything follows through properly, and as long as the laws of time do not get violated, the two will have their memories erased. That way it will not affect the flow of time when they're returned back to their proper timelines.
That Christmas 1,000 years ago, yes, I remember that day.
Care to elaborate?
The little one was asleep in her chambers. She was hard. I think she had a very eventful day, and she wanted to rest up before she joined us at the party. Unfortunately, yes, the castle was empty because everyone was in the main ballroom. I had sent someone to get her and bring her. And after that, it just went blank.
Mm-hmm.
As a glimpse of my memory was erased.
Yes, and did you also remember too when you did send someone to go and look for her, and they found her fast asleep right next to the throne room until they woke her up gently?
Yes.
And according to them, she had a bit of a different attitude.
I didn't understand. It's as if an alternate timeline is happening.
Possibly, but again, as long as everything plays out well, we can be able to erase their memories and make sure that they are returned to their proper timelines.
Once I've collected myself and, should I say, other than my destruction habit, pretty much gather myself together before I go and find this younger version of my child.
Understandable there.
And I will say this. If anyone tries to stop me from going to my little girl, they will definitely suffer our father's wrath. That's a fair warning.
Well, all I can say is someone does. I can't stop you from them stopping you. But I believe it would probably be a good time for you to do so. But I will give you one warning, just to make sure. Under any circumstances, do not let your present-day daughter lock eyes with the younger version of her. Otherwise, it could cause a timeline implosion. My friend that is currently watching... My friend who is currently watching over her is also aware of that rule. So she's making sure that at least she is well taken care of and defended.
I'm well aware of the laws of time and space and time paradoxes. Trust me. Even before God outlawed the use of powers of time and space, so whoever is using that power, I'll just say this: they're gonna be banished out of existence.
Most likely so, especially if they find Yenna a threat and try to go back in time to eliminate her. Honestly, it's extremely pitiful, yet dangerous.
But one last thing. Please do not ever question my loyalty to your daughter, ever.
I was not questioning it. I was simply making sure all the ducks are in a row, as what they say. So far,
because I'm also fully aware about Marina and Anihara.
I understand. Having my heart broken twice, dealing with a forced marriage, it can do a lot to a woman.
Well, I can say this: that you get two good things out of those broken hearts. Two daughters from what I remember and read about, two very great men.
Mm-hmm. One I was forcibly separated from just so that Kurama can make me marry him. And the other, who was charged with protecting me, but also is also a very great man in suggesting an alliance between not just your kingdom, but the Fox Kingdom as well.
Yes, I remember that day. Azazel was by Azazel's side. And now the vice commander was there, the vice governor himself was there.
Mm-hmm. Though, there's one question, though, that still boggles my mind to this day. Mira, is there any reason why you pushed her upon our daughter?
One thing I did not predict was her consciousness living. But something was not right about her execution.
I'm fully aware of that. But the question isn't about her execution. Save that for Azazel. I'm talking about why you forced Mira into Yenna.
Honestly, so long ago, don't really recall why, but I thought maybe Yenna's pureness and her childlike attitude and all that would help ease Mira's soul of vengeance and hatred. Try to give her a bit of peace. Because before I executed her, she swore revenge on the entire kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
I knew something was wrong the moment I knew something was wrong with her the moment I caught her. I don't know One thing baffles me, why she was brought to me that way. Why did she not once go see her son?
I believe it may have something to do with all that vengeance building up and misdirecting her. With how Mira has been when she had finally awoken within Yenna, she wanted to take her revenge out on the whole fallen angel kingdom. But then she was sealed away for a short time. The seal wasn't strong enough. It was broken by someone else. Then she swore vengeance over the entire multiverse and the afterlife. But if it wasn't for your daughter finally understanding acceptance and being able to make herself stronger, that along with chaos energy had purified Mira and aimed her the direction of her revenge. Still misguided in my opinion, but still a lot better. As far as I'm aware of, when Mira had arrived in the afterlife awaiting her judgment, she was fully aware that everything had stopped during the whole Gabriel incident, only for her to have gone rogue and left to try to find Yenna again, only to run into a counterpart of hers and started possessing her. But from what I'm able to find out, one of her goals is to find her son and to apologize for not being the mother that she was supposed to be. Though with her revenge, although still strong within her, she has made an effort to put it on the back burner. Her revenge is upon Azazel.
That makes no sense. Azazel loves Mira. In fact, he still does to this day. He has not once taken another woman since. Nor fathered any more children.
Well, with how Mira's mindset is, she must have not gotten the whole story. All she remembered was being forced over into your armies. No reason was given, but she remembered the promise that you made her. That you would make her stronger, so strong that Azazel would be the next one to bow at her feet by the time she goes to take her son back into her arms.
Yes, I do remember that thing. She did get stronger. But not only that. The day she returned to the castle, they came to the castle with Mitsuhide in her arms. I was watching from the shadows. Something was not right with Azazel.
Oh?
I don't know what it was. It was like as if someone was... It was a blank stare or something.
You don't think it could be from the shock that he had a son?
That's something, yes. I mean, think about that. That's having a child, those of our stature back before the balance was restored. Yes, it would definitely be a shock to all of us.
Well, that would definitely be understandable then, back then.
But no, it wasn't just that. If he saw that he had a son, he would have leapt for joy. It's all he ever wanted.
Do you think maybe it could have either been an imposter, or that someone may have gotten into his head?
To impersonate Azazel, good luck with that. He rivaled Lucifer in power before we fell. But no, it couldn't be. There was only one other that he had consulted before, other than me. That was the vice governor. His second in command.
Maybe... Huh. I did have this feeling that the main reason why they could have caused issues between those two was because somebody on the inside, over in Azazel's kingdom, could be trying to pull the strings on everything. Because, from what I could be able to gather, when Mitsuhide was conceived, Mara was pulled away and tossed out by the guards. I recommend next time you meet with Azazel, tell him to keep an eye on his vice-governor, to start off. Because sometimes there could always be somebody who is pulling the strings.
You could be right there. I think it'd be best I need to get Azazel's side of the story for this.
And we may need a clear-cut picture upon Mira's side as well.
That's what I'm suggesting. Once I deal with Azazel, I think it's time for me to go on the hunt for Mira. I think it's time for us to have ourselves a little reunion. Question is, will that vengeance of hers kicks in when she sees me again?
That will be up to how this happens, but at the same time, just remember, don't just all of a sudden go in charging. She's already been getting that quite a few times.
I'm not there to fight. I'm there to get answers, and maybe give her a sense of peace.
And also keep an eye on the woman that she possesses. Apparently with this one, not only does she have a very destructive soul, but she almost resembles your daughter.
I won't be fooled by that, I can tell you that much. I know my daughter inside and out.
Then you know that your daughter doesn't have very bright pink hair that pretty much matches the sunset. Or some people call, what do they call it? Bubblegum? I'm not sure what they call it.
She did? No. As a child, she did dye her hair that way. I don't know why.
Children these days, am I right?
Unfortunately, but I do apologize for my anger earlier. It's just a very painful memory to hear about again.
I understand. But again, I felt like that you need to know this information. But that is up to you on how you would like to carry on with it.
Unfortunately, that's not my concern right now. I'll let Draco have his little adventure. Maybe he might figure something out. If he does find something, I know for sure he'll let me know.
Of course.
As of right now, I think it's about time we figure out what this conspiracy is in the Fallen Angel Kingdom, and bring that to an end.
Exactly. And also, if everything goes...
And hopefully, Mira listens to the reason. Try to go and see Azazel one last time.
And if everything goes well for your daughter, she'd be one step closer to fulfilling her destiny. She'll still have a few steps to go by, but just glad though that with the path of balance, that someone from our world here is able to fight by her side.
Yes, but I sense something else different from her. I don't know, it's as if she's approaching a plateau, so to speak.
Possibly, but then again, the path that she walks, that she's currently trying to hit is that balance. Tikal should be able to help her reach that peak. The plateau you may be sensing is possibly the path of power, since conquering fears is going to be one of those steps, though we know she has a bit of a difficult time with them.
No, it's something else. I don't know. It's something else. When I was restoring her heart, yes, I did notice it was a little damaged. But look, when I felt closely at it, it was as if there was a piece missing, like a bit of a void in her heart.
That is interesting. Well, wait a minute. Now that I sensed it out. I think I know what that piece is, but if things do go smoothly and in her usual way, it should be able to restore itself within due time. Usually when a piece like that falls off, it means that they lost someone close to them. Not by death, though. If it was by death, I'm sure it would be more than just a piece.
If it was by death, trust me, I would definitely know. So would you. Regardless she's the angel of life or not, she's still my daughter. My blood runs through her veins.
Of course.
But I think I'm catching you here too long. Let's return to the ancestral plains. This is holy ground, so you're more than welcome.
Very well, and hopefully it'll be a little bit cleaner.
Again, sorry for interruption. Reliving painful memories is not my best thing.
Are you kidding me? Every time that Chroma ever tries to taunt me, let's just say I blast more than just the outside of a room. All I did was yell at you. But you've never seen me when I'm at my worst.
Although I do find it kind of interesting that you were there for mine and Mihara's wedding. But unfortunately you weren't there for when Marina got married because Marina's the older one. But she did have a child first.
Well, may I remind you too, I was dead when the marriage happened.
Bad enough, yes, we should remember the best of two kingdoms.
That is true. But at any rate, just, like I said, do what you need to do. And I'll keep you posted if I ever find out any other information.
Find out where this counterfeit of my daughter is. I think her and I might have to be something.
I will keep an eye on it for you. Well, that went a little bit smoother than expected. Anihara, you certainly know how to pick them. But matters not. Yena, I wish you the very best of luck. May God guide you in unlocking the power of balance. Well, well.
I haven't started yet. I'm about to start now.
Oh, God damn it! Okay,
I said you guys now, starting now! I will cut your head off, bitch.
Bring it on.
I'm just kidding. There's a blooper moment.
Okay, yeah. Right now. I just sent you the message saying I'm starting now, so yeah,
Oh,
go
okay.
ahead and do that again. Sorry.
All right. And no worries, no worries. Okay.
My bad.